guys, and welcome to a day in the life of a warehouse worker, mate.
People think warehouse work it's easy. You just pick fruit and vegetables, right? Let me show you what 8 hours of work in 4 degrees actually feels like. By the end of this video, you will understand why I say this job is not for everybody. When I walk in, the hair already feels heavy. You know the cold supermarket section? Now imagine living there for 8 hours. My shift at 12 starts at 12 p.m., goes all the way until half 8, and I just have 30 minutes unpaid break. Believe it or not. Yeah. I work in a warehouse department of fruit and veg, as you can see, and believe me when I tell you that it's not for everybody. Really, it's not for everybody, guys. Yeah. It's not for me either. So, you know, but a job is a job. When you have responsibilities, when you have bills to pay like rent, water, council tax, and many others, you can't really be choosing around and just pick and choose. You don't, if you don't have any other option, sometimes we just have to accept even what we don't like or what we don't want to do, and that's life. It's just how it is. In this department it's a bit cold for me. Yeah, believe me, I'm not the type of person that deals very well with the cold. Yeah, so inside of the chiller it's around 4 degrees, and outside it's around 12 degrees. Yeah, it's not that bad, but when they send me inside of the chiller, it's where I don't like it much. But I have no choice, I just have to go. Even when you feel, even sometimes you feel your feet starting going cold, and that makes it a bit, even make it even harder. Yeah, but we try anyway. You always feel the pressure of being able to reach a target, even when you try. Yeah, even if you don't care about the target, just there in the back of your mind. Yeah, and because of it, you might make unnecessary pressure. You are making unnecessary pressure on yourself. Have you ever tried not caring about something, but you still care? That's what happens, man. That's what happens.
And let's go.
By the way, once inside, phones are not allowed, so this is where the filming gonna stop, and I will see you guys back when the shift is over. In the warehouse where I work before, we use Talkmans and headsets. Yeah, it's from there we receive the orders that we need to pick and print the labels, and it will tell you how many pallets or cage you need for that order and the locations where the corresponding items are. Then you have to say the check digit, so the system knows that you are picking the correct item. But be careful, here it's a tricky part. Yeah, even though you are saying the correct check digit, sometimes what it can happen is it's the location have actual mixed items in there. So sometimes you're gonna need to go to the clerk or something like that and check which one belongs there. Yeah, but normally it should be always the correct item into the locations. But more of that in another video. Yeah, but once you get your order and you know how many pallets or how many cages you need, you just go to your first location and start your picking through the full order, and that's it. Basically, it's what you're gonna do for the next 8 hours of your day. So, some locations will have heavier items than others, so you need to be careful to don't exaggerate of the number of cases you are picking at the same time, because sometimes people have the thing of like picking 2 or 3 cases at the same time, and after they realize, oh shit, this is just a bit too heavy for me. So just be careful with that. And Where I was, the cases could go between 500 grams to 20 kilos almost. So pretty, I would say it can become pretty heavy actually. And the fact that you are doing this for 7.5 hours a day, every between 4 to 5 days straight, as you can expect, of course. Yeah, it's not good for your body or even your health in general. You can often have back pain, feet pain, because you are on your feet carrying those cases all day, every day, as I said before. Yeah, so the back pain, it's the twisting, the lifting the heavy stuff, and let's be honest, most people that works in the warehouse don't really gonna lift the things with the correct poster. I don't know how to say that word, guys. Sorry, so foreign stuffs. Um, but anyway, the cold as well doesn't really help as well. Okay, that outside, it's inside of the chiller it's like 4 degrees, but outside it's around 12 degrees. Yeah. But inside of the chiller, it's at least myself. It's where you really feel more the cold, and can you get you sick pretty quick. Mainly if you don't have the correct PPE to keep you warm. Uh, you know. So yeah, the most dangerous thing isn't the cold. Actually, it's getting comfortable in something that's not meant for you. Keep that in mind, guys. Really, keep that in mind. Um, put it all together, plus the target, plus the fact that you with all these conditions you still have to reach the target. So doesn't really help. Like I said before, like it's always in the back of your mind the target, even if you don't really care about it. So yeah, you know. Now if I'm comparing this warehouse job with my previous warehouse job, yeah, this is for me it's the most difficult one. Yeah, to be honest with you, it's the most difficult one because we are just constantly, mainly packing heavy stuff. Yeah, just carry on like every time, no less than 10, 12 kilos. Yeah, so that makes it very hard. Like for example, in my previous warehouse, the things wasn't this heavy, so it was more light, so it wasn't that demanding from the body. But this one doesn't give your body a break, man. Believe me, this one, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You are constantly going. Then finish one, goes another one. You get to a point where it's like, I'm just done of picking heavy boxes all day. You just get to a point of your day that's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. Today wasn't even a busy day, and I'm still tired. And after I have to cycle in this rain doesn't really help. And tomorrow, it's another day again. It's the cycle of life. In the end of the day, even though you feel tired, even though you feel your body asking for a rest, for recovery, what can you do? You need to go back every day, you know and as I said before as well, your back, your feet will suffer the most because you're, like I said, you're picking up the heavy boxes, you are picking up you are twisting your back, you are walking with them until the lollop, dropping them on the cage or on the pallet again and again and again and again. So, it just makes it hard. And that's the hardest part, that mentally as well, mentally, you have to tell yourself that this is not a permanent thing. It's something just temporary until you find something better or are able to move to other department and do other things like that. It was my case. In another video I will be explaining basically all my the thingy with all my career in the warehouse roles. Yeah, but that stays for another video as well. Because otherwise it really becomes hard mentally, mainly when you start to get home and open the fridge and start to say ready, say again, and then realize what the hell, what the hell I'm doing. I'm not even peeking anymore. I don't know if this happens to any of you guys, but if it happens, leave it a comment in the comments area. Yeah. But yeah, mate, so many stories of like just open the cupboard and be like, say again, because you are just you doing this every single day, 8 hours. It just gets you mentally. Yeah, it just really mentally just becomes like a question of habit. Every day you're doing this, so I think it's a normal thing once you start to get home and it's like, oh shit, I'm not even with the Talkman anymore. What I'm doing, you know. But one time I questioned myself. I did this question to myself: what keeps me going in this place? Yeah, and to be honest with you, what keeps me going for now it's the fact that I cannot find anything better, anything um, that's gonna make me earn more money as well. Okay, the money is not everything, but you don't want to be losing as well. Like you don't want to go £1 less than what you were receiving. It's a lot of pros and cons that you have to put when choosing in between one job and another one. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, if you ask me, is it worth it? Yes and not. Yes, if it's the only thing that you can find now, what can you do? In the end of the day, you're gonna reject it. Not really, isn't it? You just can accept it, of course. Not unless, and I would say no, unless you find something better than that before you get in trouble because of the money. Because in the end of the day, if you are living alone, you still have, like I said before, you have the rent to pay, you have the council tax, all these things. So you don't really want to get in troubles as well with all these companies and bills, etc., etc. Would I recommend it? Uh, Not really, but like I said, everyone needs to put food on the table, so sometimes you just have to go with what comes now. Who is this job for? For nobody. Really, for nobody, guys. you know. Well, depends on what are you picking, but still, it's not good. Because like I said, in my previous warehouse, I wasn't picking such heavy items, so I could manage. You know, it was easier than where I am now. But in the end of the day, you don't want to be doing picking for the next 40 years of your life, isn't it? I think at least for me personally, I don't want to be doing picking for the next 40 years. I think that's a bit boring, you know. So, so yeah. Who should avoid it? Everybody, I would say. This is my honest opinion. But as I said before, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So if you think that you can do it, go for it. If you don't think you can do it, you have two options: try and see, or just don't go. That's it, to be honest with you. If you work in a warehouse, I respect you. You are thinking about it. Now you know the reality. And if you are doing something hard right now, just make sure it's taking you somewhere. Like and subscribe, guys, and see you in the next video.